Stop Now, a social experiment enterprise. Stop, listen, share. Everyone can make a difference. We are all on a mission. Everyone should do something greater in their lifetime. Change the future. Be a proud member. Join us to support, volunteer, and donate to Stop Now. Hello, welcome to Stop Now. I'm Gary.
Hey there, I'm JK Guru. We are back with a news story for this week's talk show.
What do we have this week, JK? A follow-up of H-1B story?
Yes, but with a real story of a victim, and moreover, listeners are advised to reach out for legal help in case you have a similar story.
Wow, this is getting serious. Are we going to release all the information to the public?
Of course not. To learn more about these stories, visit our website, blog, or live talk show on YouTube coming soon.
Our mission is to provide help to individuals and bring change in our society. This is a true crime story, and it exposes the Justice Department and DOL investigators' inefficiency to prosecute the criminals and protect the victims. We bring the story exclusively to the public domain, as the evidence is so clear and overwhelming. But the authorities are not taking any action. That raises serious questions about the lawlessness in America.
Now let's highlight some major issues and concerns with this case.
Well, as we explained in our last show about what H-1B is, if an H-1B employer violates the rule, they have to be investigated and prosecuted by the concerned Department of Labor in the state where the company operates.
The crimes are often referred to as white-collar crimes. And one more interesting fact, what happens if multiple state departments and agencies are involved?
Yes, that's right. The Department of Justice and USCIS did nothing to act on the case for years. Though the employees can file a complaint with the state and federal agencies, we actually don't know who actually has the power to prosecute the criminal employers.
Let's begin the story. Can you help me understand why this person is not able to get any legal assistance?
Sure, certainly. It's not easy to find a law firm or attorney who can help fight the case against the employers. We need to understand the difficulty in hiring an attorney or get free legal help. As mentioned by the victim, lawyers charge high fees, and most of the employers are million-dollar companies.
I can't even believe some are billion-dollar companies. Are we going to name them?
We need to look into the legal aspects of it, but why not? We should name them. We're not going to accuse them. We will get their side of the story and give them a chance to explain it as well.
I still can't believe that these things can happen and continue for decades. As one of the victims wrote to us, the legal system is totally broken, and after reporting the crime, all that he got was nothing a responsive answer.
Yeah, don't be surprised. The real problem is with the authorities who don't act on time. They always think in terms of money when it comes to employment-related cases.
Can we go ahead and read the story?
Sure, but not without the disclaimer.
Thanks for the reminder. To protect the identity of the victim, we changed the name of the persons in this story. We do not hold anyone responsible for the crime being reported.
The story of an H-1B visa holder, as reported to USCIS. This was reported in the year 2017 by Peter. I joined this company last year in June 2016 after transferring my H-1B visa from the previous employer who was not paying me a salary and abusing the system. I reported on them as well. After the visa transfer, the employer started exploiting me by not running my payroll on time and putting me on different project locations with different offer letters every time. I was not included as an employee on time, and by delaying the filing of I-9 form to recover visa transfer costs from my project payment by the vendor. They started to pay me only from August 2016 and then stopped payment from October 2016 to April 2017. After I questioned their practices and promises made before visa transfer, I realized that it is no different from the previous employers, and everyone is going to do the same fraudulent business and violate the law. When I'm not in the project, running the payroll and keeping the salary with them and not crediting it to my bank account is a regular practice. As I reported to the Department of Labor in New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, and to the Texas Workforce Commission in Texas, as I worked in different states at the client's locations, I was threatened by their legal team to withdraw my complaint and settle the amount after filing the complaint with TWC. Then, they came up with a plan to create a fake company to keep me in the project all the time and filed the amended petition accordingly and asked me to pay money to that company every month from May 2017 to September 2018 to keep my H-1B status active. I was terminated from employment for reporting to USCIS investigator on violations, in filing amended petitions, and not paying me on time, and, as per the state regulations, on location of the project. They filed fake documents and records stating that I work for a company that doesn't even exist in the United States. I was working at the client site in New York State in 2018 for a different client. They ran the payroll as I worked for a company in Texas. They forced me to give leave for a 2-month period, stating that I traveled to India so that I would not be paid when not in the project. So I decided to report all of this, and while I was working for another client through a different company, which offered to pay me more and double the amount of the current salary directly based on my other employment authorization document and pending status. As they continued to threaten to withdraw the petition, if I don't comply to pay money through their client company to run the payroll and keep the status, I agreed to do so to collect evidence and prove the violations to the authorities. They terminated my employment in September 2018 since I refused to pay their company money to continue with this illegal activity due to the hope of USCIS investigator who reached out to me about the investigation of my employer for violations filed in the month of April 2017. But to my surprise, no legal action was taken, and they told me to file a complaint with DOL in Texas. Though I was terminated from employment, they tried to reach out and kept asking me to join back and avoid further legal complications. They even challenged me that nothing can be done to prosecute them since I was involved in it, and part of the employment agreement. After reporting it to DOL in March 2018, they withdrew my visa petition, which was about to expire in a month, by default, if they did not file for further extension. They refused to pay me for almost 6 months and forced me to agree to their business practices. Even after more than a year of investigation, the DOL investigator cannot do anything about this company. With the help of their attorney, they argued and convinced the TWC special investigator that I'm not eligible for compensation, and I did not work for them.
Did he mention what happened next?
Yeah, after a year and a half, USCIS investigator reached out, stating that my office is investigating your employer. Can you provide an email address for any of the companies you were forced to do work for, beyond the scope of the amended H-1B petition? Although we are investigating your employer pertaining to visa fraud violations, many of the violations you described appear to be under the jurisdiction of the Department of Labor. If you haven't filed a complaint against your employer with the DOL, file it here, and a link is provided to the DOL website.
Interesting. Is this what justice means? Did the DOL investigators do anything?
The turning point in this case. DOL had been sending him letters every month for more than a year stating, "We are investigating your case."
Really? So what happens next?
Stay tuned to know more about it in our next show, and watch out for the full details of this week's story published on our campaign project website, www.stoph1b.org.
Thank you all for listening. Be safe and be kind to others.
Thanks for joining us. Bye for now. Stop Now, a social experiment enterprise. Stop H-1B Visa, a campaign to end modern slavery. True stories, life-changing moments. Stop, listen, share. Join us. Call us. Together, we create the future. YouTube live talk show, coming soon.